I said this to Eddie, you kind of lose track of how many of these camps you've been to.
Yeah.
What did you see? I'm sure the game has slowed down for you. Has the speed and pace of this preseason picked up opposed to maybe last year when the whole staff was new and the players were new?
100%. I mean, last year, we had a new offensive coordinator, new playbook. So that takes time. That takes, time for just guys to adjust. But now that we've had the same offensive coaches for the second year or for the second year, it's more focus on your technique instead of your assignment. You already know your assignment. You don't have to worry about your assignment. You already know it. If you don't know it, that's on you. So it's now, I have a 2-eye. What technique? What's the best technique I can use to block this 2-eye? If I have a shade, what's the best technique I can use for the shade? So now it's no more conceptual stuff. You know the concepts. It's now just focus on what technique you can use to get you better.
You're in a rare position. You're a returning player to the same university. It doesn't happen often, but you might have 8 or 9 or 10 different stars around you. For you, is that much of an adjustment, or do you think they're bringing in people who are going to fit seamlessly around you?
No, I mean they definitely brought guys that are ready to compete. Right off the bat. But the guys that stayed here and are now playing next to me at the offensive line. These guys are ready. They were here last year. Those guys are ready. They just need their time to show what they got. So that's what we're using now in fall camp. Try to build the chemistry. What guys fit the best, and it's not about having the best 11 on the field. It's having the 11 best that work together on the field.
All the work you guys put in the off season, but now day one of training camp. I'm not saying that stuff is unimportant. It's important, but does it get real on the first day of camp?
Oh yeah, every single time. We can hit each other now. That's the biggest thing. It's no more rah-rah, no more talking in the locker room. Now it's put on those shoulder pads, put on that helmet, ready to go. So it's exciting.
What do you see? I'm sorry. What do you see as the biggest? The word key is overused, but the biggest thing this team has to do to have success.
Everybody has to work together. Just 11 as one. We had a team meeting yesterday, and that was one thing I took from Coach Rock's presentation of the defensive philosophy, which I think that should be an entire team philosophy instead of just a defensive philosophy. 11 guys should play as one. So if that means it's outside zone to the right, 11 guys as one. Know your job, know your assignment, know that technique, and everything's gonna flow smooth. So, yeah.
It's been a while since you haven't had to go up against Evan Anderson at practice. How was that today, and how are the new guys? Who are you now facing off that you roll your eyes when you see them?
No, I mean we've always had great noses and great 3 techniques. Now I'm going against Wheeler, D. Davis, Prince, Jacob Merrifield. All those guys are ready to compete. They're strong dudes, smart dudes. I don't see a drop off. I just see 4 guys ready to compete now. So that's exciting to see. No drop off. Of course, Evan was a good player, but we still have great players here.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Anyone else?
Good.
All
Good.
good.
Thanks, Fed.